So on Belvis-Chopin, we had a proposal, how much it's going to cost for this component, that component, and then there's an allocation of citizenship to shares to be able to finance the construction of this.
Yes.
And so where the housing is concerned, as opposed to the real estate, the housing, every one of these houses that we are building under the CBI program belong to the state, 100%. So it's a state asset. So otherwise, if we did not have the housing, or if we did not go with the housing program in the way that we went, that all of this revenue would go to the state.
Yes. Okay.
And therefore, it would form part of the estimates.
Yes.
On the public sector investment program. That's why if you go to the estimates, whether it's the public sector investment program, which is the capital investments, or the recurrent expenditure, you will not see provisions made for any of the hotels. And you will not see provisions made for any of the housing. Had we included this in the estimates, the budget would not be $1.1 billion. It would be about $2 billion, $2.2 billion.
Yeah.
Because we will now be capturing now all of the revenue, all of the funds rather, that would be generated by the CBI program globally.
We prorate and we project $1,291,000,000. That is what the evidence suggests. $1,291,000,000. How did we end up with only 226 million, over $1 billion less? Where the money gone?
The funds obtained under the direct cash option are utilized to finance mostly capital projects and to reduce debt. And that position is consistent with all of the technical advice that we have received from our multilateral partners. Projects are identified for financing and, as indicated by the Prime Minister, is awarded a special code so that they can be easily identified. All of the projects to be funded under this option are to be part of the budget, so that when the budget is presented annually, the main budget in on or about June, July, there are projects that will be funded by or through funds raised under the Citizenship by Investment Program, and this would be so indicated.
Had we included this in the estimates, the budget would not be $1.1 billion. It would be about $2 billion, $2.2 billion.
Yeah.
Because we will now be capturing now all of the revenue, all of the funds rather, that would be generated by the CBI program globally.
So let's recap. This is a little math lesson. 3,961 persons received the passports of Dominica in the 5-month period, August to December of 2018. Remember, I asked you all whether you read the documents that come to you. I had a reason for that. Because our passports are being sold for $100,000 US each. But there are persons who get passports as part of a family package, for example, where the price to each member would average out at about $56.25 thousand US, not 100,000. And investors in hotel projects are required to pay $50,000 US per passport into the treasury. So we are going to assume that the average price paid for each of the 3,961 CBI passports sold between August and December of last year was not $100,000, but half of that, $50,000. Each of them. Multiply now. You have a calculator? 3,961 passports at US 50,000 per passport is equal to 198 million US dollars, or 537.9 million EC dollars. Remember, the figure reported in these estimates, or revenue for the whole year, not 5 months, the whole 12 months, the figure reported is $226 million. But we didn't sell passports for the 5 months alone. The figure they gave us, they're not for 5 months, for the whole year. So let us do the math. For the whole year, 5 months, 537 million. Full year, we prorate and we project $1,291 million. That is what the evidence suggests. $1,291 million. How did we end up with only 226 million, over $1 billion less? Where the money gone?